like to call the meeting to order. If you would stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everyone, and welcome to everyone who's watching from home. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee DeVore.
Present.
Trustee Gatt.
Present.
Trustee Kazam.
Present.
Trustee Marfell.
Present.
Trustee Wigginton.
Present.
Trustee Weisenberg.
Present.
And Administrator Sutton is with us. Are you there, Dustin?
I am.
All right. We would be at approval of the meeting minutes from January 4th, 2022. I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. We would be at comments from the audience. If there's anyone here tonight that would like to address the board, please come forward to the podium and give your name and address and try and keep your remarks under 5 minutes. Anyone here tonight to address the board? Public comment going once, twice. Public comments closed. We'll move on to old business. Is there any old business to come before the board?
Mayor, I have one piece of old business.
Sure, go ahead.
I wanted to update the board on the laundromat issue on site that was brought up last board meeting by Trustee Weisenberg.
Go ahead.
I did speak ownership. I let them know the complaints that we'd received. I sent our code enforcement there as well to check on the conditions of the property, and it was actually in good shape. He advised me that they actually clean that weekly. They've also just installed cameras because of the vandalism, and they've also installed new machines. They currently have a couple out of order, but if any resident has an issue or loses money, there's a number there to call. So we've made contact with them. They've said they've had a few issues with vandalism, but have not called us, and we educated on him on the process, what needs to be done if that happens. So I think we've taken care of the issue, and they have made a lot of strides to correct the issues internally as far as the equipment.
Okay, thank you for following up on that. All right, we would be at new business. The first is economic and business community development. Trustee Kazam, we have approval of a request to use Tower Park for Walk MS on Sunday, May 1st, 2022. I'd ask for a motion to approve that.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, is there anyone here from that organization? Please come forward, tell us about your event. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chloe, and I'm with the National MS Society. I think I might have made a mistake with Sarah. It's April 24th instead of that May 1st date, so I apologize on that. But yeah, we will be having our Walk MS at the Junction City, where we'll be walking Prospect Road and back. And then we typically will use Tower Park as our water stop, where people can take some pictures with their teams, and then go on back. It's a little bit smaller than years past, but we are expecting a turnout for people being excited to come back and enjoy the walk for the MS Society and, research and fundraise for the Multiple Sclerosis Society. Yeah.
All right, any questions? Trustee.
I'm sorry, I just didn't hear the first. Did you say the date is different?
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I think I may have given her the wrong date. It's April 24th. I apologize.
April 24th, okay.
It's still at a Sunday.
So Dustin or Stephanie, do you happen to know that date's available on the calendar, or is this a clerical error on the agenda?
I do not know.
Because we couldn't approve it if that date's taken. Do you happen to know, Dustin?
I do not. What is the error?
The date in the request says February 19th, but it's actually April 24th.
No, the request says May 1st.
May 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. The request says May 1, and it's actually April 24th.
Sarah handles the scheduling, so I don't have that in front of me as far as if that is an open date or not.
Can we vote on this contingent?
Yes,
It's an annual event though, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been,
It is an
yeah.
annual event, and we have not approved any other events for that date as of yet.
okay. All right, is everyone comfortable then? All right. Madam Clerk, if you'd make that note, the date we're approving.
Yes, do we need an amendment, or is it okay just to note?
As long as the maker of the
Okay.
motion and the person making the second are okay with that, and everyone understands what we're voting on and the date.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
All right.
Yes.
Call the roll, Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
Trustee DeVore?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Kazam?
Aye.
Trustee Marfel?
Aye.
Trustee Wigginton?
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Aye.
Thank you. Sorry about that error.
Oh, no.
Good luck with your event.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
Next is approval of a request to use Tower Park and Village Hall for the St. Jude Run on Saturday, February 19, 2022. Trustee Kazam, I'd ask for a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
All right, is there anyone here from St. Jude that'd like to come forward? Welcome, sir.
Good evening. My name is Mike Plunkett. I'm one of the moderators of the Peoria Notre Dame St. Jude Club, and we have an annual event where we have our 5K 1 mile walk, and the course it's just a down and back course on Grandview Drive. The date this year is February 19th. We're asking for use of Village Hall, which you guys have graciously allowed us to do in the past, and we certainly appreciate it. On February 18th, we do a little setup late in the afternoon here, and then we come in about 7 a.m. on the Saturday, February 19th. The race itself starts at 9 o'clock. We're usually done with everything by 11. It's a fundraiser for St. Jude via the St. Jude Club at Peoria Notre Dame. It's one of our big fundraisers. It's been very successful. Last year we did a virtual because of circumstances, so we've attached a virtual component to it this year. So if we get a day, last year our date, the temperature was about 4 degrees, so luckily it was virtual because nobody would have shown up. And I believe we've got that option this year, so if we get a day like what we're going to see tomorrow, we do have the virtual event. So it'll happen one way or another. Hopefully we'll be able to use the facility due to weather and due to your approval. So I appreciate you having me here tonight.
Thank you for bringing your event here. Trustees, any questions? Anything else, Trustee Kazam, on this?
No.
All right, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee DeVore?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Kazam?
Aye.
Trustee Marfel?
Aye.
Trustee Wigginton?
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Aye.
All right, that passes. Good luck with your event, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, next is approval of a request to use Tower Park for Bark in the Park on Saturday, October 1st, 2022. Trustee Kazam, I'd ask for a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, and someone here for Bark in the Park? All right, welcome.
I'm Sam Hutchison, and this is Kitty, our director for
Kitty, it's
the
been a while.
Humane
Good to see you.
Society. Yeah, you know them. And then this is Ed, we're board members. So we are looking to bring new life into an amazing event. Our Bark in the Park, how many years have we been doing it?
22, I think.
Yeah, okay. And all of us love Peoria Heights, so we thought Tower Park would be the perfect place to have it. We're actually combining 2 events this year, our Humane Race and our Bark in the Park event. The Bark in the Park event, we have vendors, we have different contests for your dogs, like which human looks like their dog the most, and different costumes and stuff like that. And we also have like a little agility course and different things for kids to do. And our run, we're planning on starting at Tower Park, running down to the trail, down to Junction and back. We'll probably use the sidewalk because we don't get a lot of participants. It's normally under 100. So, and then that will run back down and run right into our event. We're asking from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our event normally runs from 11 to 3, but we want to have plenty of time for setup and tear down and clean up. What do you think?
I've been to your events, and they're terrific, and I know they used to be on the riverfront, and I'm really excited that you've chosen us, selected us So trustees, any questions here?
I do.
Go ahead.
With 100 runners, you don't think you'll need to shut the street down? You think the sidewalk, being the size that it is wide enough to be able to accommodate that amount of runners?
So I have done runs up here where we ran from Tower Park down on the sidewalk, and the only time I saw a lot of congestion was at the very beginning. The rest of it was so spread out that it really didn't matter. I'm trying not to upset too much on the street because it is one way both ways. So it's almost like this would almost be like a trial year. And then maybe next year, if we had too many problems with it, then we could look at shutting down the road.
Do you feel like it'd be beneficial to do like a time start, like you have like a grouping, like I've been in races where it's like 20 to 40 start at, you know, and you release people
Like
in like
waves.
a couple minute increments so you don't have that congestion?
That's actually a really great idea.
Okay,
So we will look into doing that.
okay. And then, did you were gonna say something?
Well, one thing I want everyone to completely understand is this is a human dog event, so people will be here attending with their dogs, and so that, you know, I don't know that that matters, but, and sometimes with the run, they're running with their dogs, and then the walk itself, pretty much everybody has a dog.
Okay. And then, do you feel that Tower Park gives you enough space to do all of the things that you want to do as far as the agility course and all your vendors?
We do. Kitty and I actually came up 2 months ago
Yes.
and looked at everything and kind of started laying things out so that we could decide on this, and we think it'll be absolutely amazing. Because we've always brought in like a stage, and we actually have one here. So that's very exciting.
And I think what we're talking about is kind of spreading out through the entire area, including the parking lot. So there would be food vendors in the parking lot and probably a few other things. And then we would branch out into the grassy area, pretty much utilize this entire space. And I think with that entire area, we would do great.
Wonderful. I think it'll be a wonderful event.
And we're pretty flexible on all those details except the parking lot. Chief, you have any concern?
Yeah, we gotta have room to get that one truck out of that parking lot. We can move it for the day, you know, if need be, but, you know, take it up to the front of the parking lot so we can have a spot to keep it if need be.
We had already
Yes,
talked about
we
that. We
did.
were not going
We'll
to
work with you on
block
that.
anything
We all plan
there.
to use the entire-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're aware of that.
Okay, we'll make that happen.
Okay.
Anyone else? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee DeVore?
Aye.
Trustee Gett? Aye. Trustee Kazam?
Aye.
Trustee Marfel?
Aye.
Trustee Wigginton?
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Aye. All right, that passes, and thank you so much for bringing your event here. We look forward to having it, and I know it'll be successful. Good luck.
Thank you.
Very much, appreciate it.
All right, Trustee Kazam, we are still under Economic and Development. Anything else you'd like to report on?
Nothing right now, Mayor, unless Mr. Aldrich wants to talk about the HUD financing. I don't know if we can do that at this meeting or the next meeting.
You want to give us a quick overview, Wayne, please?
Sure. I think you're aware of the HUD Housing and Urban Development Healthy Homes Productions Grant. METEC was the primary applicant for that grant in partnership with Tri-County Regional Planning and the Village. The grant was received in the amount of $2 million, and this will be spread amongst 4 area codes, including 61616. We're still learning details about the grant. It's fairly complex in administration and implementation, actually. But $10,000 per property, $8,000 from the grant, and then $2,000 in matching funds, which would be the village's responsibility. Now, we did apply for another community development block grant, or regional planning did on our behalf, that may fund that match, and there may be other types of funding the village could appropriate for that match. Yet to be determined, really, but those are the options. The time frame is 42 months, beginning in, I believe, March of 2022. So in this period, we're still doing a lot of due diligence, trying to find out all the details of the grant. And again, METEC has been lead on that process. As far as what the grant is for, again, it's for individual residences that qualify, and we still are working through what the details of qualification for this grant are. Typically, they would be, lower income properties that qualify for the focus areas, and the focus areas are lead abatement in the house, radon abatement, pest management, food storage, hygiene, dampness and mold, excess cold, carbon monoxide, and security. So these were some of the areas that we felt we would focus on for this grant in these individual homes. Now, there may be some, like is a furnace eligible or is a roof eligible? We think that is possible, but still details to be worked out on this. Again, METEC would be the lead agency. As for the village's responsibility as well as funding the match, would be to hold informational meetings with residents, letting them know about the program. There would be applications accepted by the village, and then I think METEC and Tri-County Regional Planning would help grade those applications based on a criteria. And then the village would also be responsible after the application process to define the individual work scope on all the properties that were selected. And then selecting the contractors, so there may be various contractors we would work with to perform the work on these properties. And then ultimately, and maybe this is the most intense part of the project, would be to inspect and manage the individual projects. So the village does have the option to select the number of homes, and really pretty much everything, the area for the homes, things like that. So we may want to reduce the number of homes, and that's fine, because the monies can be spent in these other zip codes as well. But we might, because it's kind of a trial project, we might want to kind of limit our risk up front with this and minimize the number of homes initially that we would try to improve through this program. As far as areas, again, thinking about, and this can certainly change, areas zoned R2 in qualified census tracts, potentially in the business development districts and potentially in TIF districts, to give us the most flexibility in funding sources. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Again, METEC and the village and regional planning still finding out more about this grant. There's some training sessions that will be attended to discover more details and ultimately come back to the board with recommendations on how to implement the program.
So then we're also hoping that if we're successful in obtaining this other DCO grant, we could leverage that money.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Questions?
Do we know what percentage of the grant is it divided equally amongst the zip codes? What is the criteria?
I think there's flexibility in that regard. Yeah, I'd have to check and find out.
Roughly a third, isn't it? Of 2 million we're going to see. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, that's what Ms. Schmidt-Bull said the other day.
But the village can choose to have less, just because it is a very administratively intense program.
So outside the $2,000 per property, we would also have to ensure the qualifications of meeting this as well as the finished product.
That's correct. I think the qualifications, certainly METEC and it would help with the qualifications. But ensuring the quality, as the village is responsible for typically with any sort of home improvement, the inspection of that.
Okay. So, go ahead.
I just speak for myself here, but I'm not so sure I'd want to limit our participation. I think we'd want to get as many properties as we can. There's a lot of need out there. There's a lot of low-income housing in the Heights. So this is both owner-occupied and rental?
Yes, potentially.
So anyway, we wanted to share the good news with you. I've asked Dustin and Wayne to sort through this, and we were in a meeting earlier this week with METEC, and we asked them some questions that they're going to get the answers for. So they'll make a recommendation to all of you once we have all the information.
And it was $750,000?
$2 million.
Three-quarters of,
We believe we're going to receive 1/3 of $2 million.
okay.
Anyone else? Trustee Kazam, anything else you want to?
Not this evening, thank you.
Okay. We'll move on to facilities and grounds. Trustee Gett, we're at the approval of roof repairs for Fire Station 2. I'd ask for a motion to approve that.
I make a motion to approve roof repair for Fire Station number 2, in the amount of $49,720.
I'll second that.
And thank you. Trustee Gett, go ahead, and if you'd explain who's...
Okay, well, we had 3 bids, and the low bid, it come from Western. I'm happy with the people who responded, the quality companies. They are going to tear off the roof down to the concrete, and then they're going to add ISO to it, and we're going to put a pitch on it for like a hip roof. So, because right now it's just a block, and the water just lands on it and runs wherever. There isn't any gutters, there isn't drainage. This way it'll be pitched, and they'll have gutter around all 4 sides, and they'll have downspouts and take it away from the building. And I said it's a good price, so I've $49,720 from Western Roofing. And that's, like I said, I'm pretty happy with it.
All right, thanks for handling that. Questions, trustees, or discussion? All right. This building is in much need of attention, and it's not only the roof. I've asked the administrator and Chief Thompson to prepare needs of the entire building. It's painting. There's a lot of things that need to be done. So that, I think, will be put in the next fiscal year budget, but this cannot wait, and I ask you all to please approve this.
One other thing I wanted, because when it is flat like that, the walls are full of water, which is causing mold down there. So we get this taken care of, and then they can drain the walls of the water. Because I went down there and the door was open and I could smell the mold before I even got into the building. So, and that's not good. So it's a step in the right direction.
All right. Madam Clerk?
Trustee DeVore?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Kazam?
Aye.
Trustee Marfell?
Aye.
Trustee Wigginton?
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Aye.
That passes. Trustee Gett, anything else under facilities?
Well, it's not really under facilities. I just want to extend my sympathy to the Steinling family for the passing of Janine Steinling.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, so she will be missed, and their family has a long history of service in Peoria Heights. All right, we would be at miscellaneous business. Any miscellaneous to come for the board?
One thing, Mr. Mayor, and this was brought up, and I was going to tell Brandon this, or Trustee Weisenberg this privately, but I want to tell the whole board. So when we have these Airbnbs here in the office, or in the village, some of the people that are making their houses Airbnbs are not necessarily reporting that to the taxing bodies here in the village. Well, they are not owner-occupied businesses or homes at that point, so they're not able to get the $6,000 reduction on their property taxes. So I did talk to the assessor about that, and those properties have been found, and those will be removed from the $6,000 property tax exemption for the Airbnbs. If you've listed your home as a business, then, you know, they're not going to be, you know, unless they object on that, they're not going to get their $6,000 reduction on their taxes.
Okay, well, thank you. Anyone else? Trustee Weisenberg, I don't want to put you on the spot, but would you give just a quick summary of what happened today?
Sure.
At our meeting today?
Sure. As most of you will probably recall, the St. Thomas Lego robotics team approached us in, I think it was 2019, or mid-2019. They had a school project where they were to identify a need in their community, and then basically put forth a solution and then implement that solution. Well, they identified that Peoria County and the village of Peoria Heights lacked any truly universal playgrounds, so that children of all physical abilities could play amongst each other. So they identified Tower Park as needing a new playground that was designed around the universal access philosophy, if you will. So in 2019, they came to the board with their idea. The board supported their vision at the time, and they hit the pavement and started fundraising. Well, as you can imagine, through COVID, fundraising has not been easy. I believe between the commitments they've received, they have raised roughly about, I think it was $40,000 out of their initial $100,000 goal. Prices have gone up a little bit. We had a quick meeting this afternoon to brainstorm about ways to continue to fundraise. So I think a lot of good ideas came out of that meeting. So we're still working on the fundraising part, and hopefully by maybe mid-summer, we'll have another update for the board on how that's progressed. Did I miss anything, Trustee Kazam or Trustee Wiggington?
I don't believe so, just that this board unanimously have voted in the summer to help them and to support them, and we feel that way as a board, I believe, today, so. Mayor, do you have anything else?
No, but I want to share some good news. So I was just happened to look at my phone a few minutes ago, and I received a text from Paul Flynn, who's the business agent for the electrical workers, IBEW. He said they're good for a $1,000 donation.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Great.
One quick thing, when is the, and maybe Chief Sutton may know this, when is the budget for 2022 going to be presented, and when does it have to be finalized and voted upon?
February 22nd will be the first review that you'll have in front of you.
Okay, and do you know what's the timeline to get that approved?
Oh, shortly after, isn't it, Dustin?
Yeah, it'd be shortly after. We'll have a few days of review, and then the board will pass it.
I would say 14 days after the 22nd, 2 meetings after, we probably approve that budget. I'll stand corrected, but it has to be done.
So sometime in March?
There's a date specific, and I actually don't know that right offhand.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, anyone else? Any other miscellaneous? Trustee Gett?
I make a motion to adjourn.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of the motion to adjourn signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We're adjourned.